Well, guys, I have to go to Manhattan, the Upper East Side, for work. And I thought, I'll take you guys with me. I could use the company. No topic on this video, just me driving and talking about whatever comes to mind. I can't talk this morning. I only had 1 cup of coffee. 1 down, 2 to go. All right, I'll forward face the camera, make it a little easier for you. Just as soon as I get past this intersection. I'm in suburbia now. In suburbia, but will be at my destination shortly. It's typically about a 40-minute drive for me from home to 71st Street where I work, which is not so bad. But if there's traffic, it could be an hour and a half, so you never know. I'm just gonna zoom forward a little bit because you're looking, no, that's no good. Hold on. I don't want you guys looking at the trunk of my car. Okay. The hood of my car, rather, not the trunk. Okay. Let me lower the heat fan so there's no background noise. And we're off to the races. So, one of the things that I'm doing differently these days is I'm not going to be so focused on having a niche on YouTube. Everybody talks about, you have to niche down, you need a niche. And basically what that means is, you have to talk about one topic, one subject. Your whole channel has to be about that one subject. And I know plenty of vloggers on YouTube that, don't do that, and they're very successful. So I'm going to just make my channel about, anything that really I want to film a video about. That's going to be it. I'm not going to focus on one particular subject or topic, Like when I started, it was just New York City walking and talking. I walked around the East Village all day and I commented, because I used to live in that neighborhood, I commented about the area, and those videos did well. And then I switched it up. I started doing concert reviews, concert videos. Those videos, the Oasis video and the Morrissey video, those videos blew up. They went viral. Tens of thousands of views between Oasis and Morrissey. But I can't do that 3 times a week. I'm not traveling the world following bands. So, when the time comes for them, I'll do them. If I can make this left turn, I'd be very happy, but the people here, there we go. All right, this one's gonna make up his mind where he's going. Okay. So I did that, and then I shifted, I got more philosophical, and I was talking about things, things that I studied in school, and, the videos got very dark, very depressing. And, I do tend to be a depressive, I can be depressive. I'm a depressive person by nature, so that's not good. So I'm trying to get away from the depression, but it is what it is. So I'm a small YouTuber, and I'm going to talk a lot about what it's like being a small YouTuber. I've been on YouTube now. I'm actually reading, I shouldn't be doing this, I'm reading text messages while I'm driving. And that's why you heard me pause. I have to get out of that habit. But yeah, I'm a small YouTuber, and I've been on YouTube now for 1 year. My channel's actually 7 or 8 years old, but I never posted anything. I created it back in, I think, 2017, 18. And I just never posted anything. I've been thinking about making a YouTube channel since I was, well, not since I want to say since maybe 2012, 13. That's when I first wanted to do this. And I never did because I was always afraid. I had all the anxieties that, oh, what if my friends see me? Or what if somebody at work finds my channel? And then I thought, well, I'm not that interesting. No one's going to want to watch me. I don't have anything to say. And, all the typical fears. My voice. Oh, my voice. I don't have a deep, resonant, baritone voice like Joe Rogan or Howard Stern or any of those people. But I watch YouTube a lot. I watch YouTube more than anything else. I have an Amazon television at home, a big, like a 52-inch television, and it's a what's it called? An Amazon Fire TV. So I don't have any cable. And the one thing I watch in the evening when I'm home more than anything is YouTube. And one thing I came to learn is you don't have to be handsome, good looking, young, have a wonderful speaking voice. You don't have to be any of that to be successful on YouTube. So last year I decided, well, I'm going to do this. And that's a text message. I'm not going to respond to it. But I am reading it though. I'm at a light, so I could do it. Okay, that's it. So anyway, yeah. So I realized you don't have to be a celebrity or a movie star to have a following on YouTube. So I started a year ago, and it's been going up and down. Some videos do really well, other videos, get 15, 20 views. But I think it's all part of the process of being a small YouTuber and growing a following, growing an audience. For example, I have about, 7 or 8 people that consistently comment on my videos. And I'm sorry, I'm driving. I don't remember the names of the ones that do. I think Little Glowworm is one of them, and Invicta Land or Invicta something. I just want to thank all you guys for watching my videos and commenting. You guys consistently watch every video I put up, and you're always there, you're always commenting, and I appreciate it. And I think that's what it's all about, just, growing an audience. From 10 to 20 to 100 to 1,000, whatever it is. So, so it's good. I remember when I put my first video up, having 0 subs. That was depressing. And then I got 10, and then 20, then 100. Now I think I'm up to 528 subscribers as of right now. So my goal is to make it to 1,000 subs, and I'd like to get monetized. I mean, I'm not doing this for the money. I have a full-time job in New York City, so it's not about money. Although it would be nice to get monetized, and eventually, maybe when I retire, I could make a little money on YouTube to supplement my Social Security that hopefully will still be there. They keep saying we're not going to get it. Social Security is broken, but hopefully, it'll be there, and that would be nice to make a few bucks and do that. So to get monetized on YouTube, you need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. That's for full monetization, where they pay YouTubers AdSense revenue from the ads that they run on your channel. So that's the goal. There is a lower tier of monetization, which is 3,000 watch hours and 500 subs. I'm very close to that. I think I'm at, as of this morning, I'm at 2,800 watch time hours in the last 12 months. It has to be in the last 12 months. So that's the thing. Older videos that were done like 12 months ago, they fall off. They fall off as far as the watch time goes. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep posting, keep making content, and I know the followers will come. I could, I was thinking about doing a video like this every day for my commute, but I think it would get boring after a while. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Should I do a video like this every day? I think it would get boring basically because I take the same road. So it's not like I'm driving through different areas. My plan is, by the way, when the spring comes, when the warm weather comes, to get back, to start taking the train again and doing my walking, talking videos in the city, in Manhattan. My New York City walk and talks. But it's been so cold. It's like, it's not that bad. Like right now, my dashboard says it's 30, which is not killer. But like it's been like 15, 20, 10, and then with the wind, I just don't, I'd rather drive in and just park in the garage than deal with subways and walking. So, but as soon as it gets warmer, I'm thinking April, when we start having the average daily high of 50 and above, that's when I'll start taking the train in, and I'll be able to do more walking and talking videos, because those were fun. I enjoyed doing those. Plus, I could use the exercise. God knows I could use the exercise. I don't work out, and my only exercise is my work, what I do every day. So, so that's it. Right now we're on the Bronx River Parkway in Yonkers, but we will be, within a minute, we will be in New York City. We'll be crossing the line into the city of New York, which will be the Bronx. So when I came down here the other day into Manhattan, I went down a local road. I went down 2nd Avenue from like 125th Street on down, and I didn't have my camera. That would have been perfect to film. But anyway, when I came in the other day, this was just 2 days ago, the snow was piled up everywhere. I was really surprised. They didn't clean the city at all. I mean, since the blizzard, that was like, what, 2 weeks ago? It's still a mess. The garbage is everywhere. On the side streets, the cars are blocked in, mountains of snow. So you could see the cars have not been moved ever since we had that blizzard. I don't know when that was. It a week ago or a week and a half ago? I'm assuming they must have suspended alternate side of the street parking for them to do that, for the cars not to have to move because of all the snow. But they haven't even picked up the garbage. So I don't know what's going on down there. It is crazy. But this drive is really getting to me. I really cringe. Like in the morning when I wake up, I don't know, do you ever wake up in the morning and it's just like a black cloud is over you, and the thought of getting out of bed, getting dressed, going to work, it's like cement weights are holding you down from leaving the house. I mean, I do it. I have to do it. You do it. We all do it. Otherwise, you know, we'll all be homeless. So we have to go to work. By the way, this is New York City right here. We're in the Bronx. But, you know, just the thought of getting out of bed and coming out. And then once I'm out, I feel so much better. Like right now, I feel great, you know? That hospital on the left, that's Wakefield, Montefiore Wakefield. Back in the day when I was a kid, that used to be called, it was a Catholic hospital. It was called Misericordia. I remember visiting my grandfather in there. And to my right is the Woodlawn Cemetery, which you might be able to see. I don't know. I can't move the camera. But yeah, it's like, you know, the depression. I mean, I suffer with depression. You know, I admit it. Years ago, I tried Prozac, and I tried all those things, but the side effects were worse than the disease. So I'm not going to answer that because it's an out-of-state caller, so it's probably spam. My phone, I don't know about you, but my phone rings constantly all day long. I mean, it's super, super annoying. And it's all spam. It is all spam. It's driving me crazy. I've thought about changing my number. It's that bad. But I've had this phone number since 2008 or 9. So that's like 18 years. I don't want to have to change my number. So many people have my number. But the spam calls are like off the charts these days. And the scam calls, not only spam, but scam. I get these scammers calling me. There's a new one now I keep getting. I don't pick up the phone, but they leave a message. And it's the same thing over and over from different numbers in different parts of the country. And the message basically says, this is the underwriting department at blah, blah, blah. Your $100,000 loan has been approved. We just need one more small piece of information. By the way, did you see what that guy just did? He went from the left lane to the exit on the right lane. This is what goes on around here. It drives me crazy, the stupidity. He came close. He could have hit me. He was very close. And he almost wiped out his car because when he went off to get on that exit, to make that exit, he hit the snow embankment a little bit. This is what you deal with here. And half the people don't have insurance. It's just a nightmare driving in New York City, especially the Bronx, where we are right now. I'm sorry. Anyway, back to my story. So yeah, it's the same call over and over again. Your loan has been approved. We just need one more bit of information before we could release funds. And I guess that is to scare people into thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't apply for a loan. Somebody must have applied for a loan in my name. I better call them back. And then they get you to verify your, information, and that's how they steal your identity. But I kid you not. I get like 20 calls a day from that. I mean, it's constant. So I don't even answer the phone anymore. It's so annoying. So yeah, that guy. I'm still thinking about that guy back there. That was close. I don't understand people. You're in the left lane, and then at the last second you decide, oh yeah, that's my exit. I want to get off there. And instead of saying to yourself, oh, I missed the exit. Oh darn, I guess I'll go down to the next exit and turn around. They're like, no, they shoot across 3 lanes of traffic to make that exit by a hair. And if somebody was, as you see the way I drive, I go slow. Not slow, but I do the speed limit, and I generally stay in the right lane, and I don't weave in and out of traffic. These people are lunatics. If there was somebody in my lane going faster, he would have sideswiped them. It would have been a major accident. You really take your life in your hands driving in New York City. I just don't know how else to say it. It's that bad. But thankfully, it's not that long of a commute. You could already see the Manhattan skyline in the distance to the right. I don't know if you can see it, but so we're close. We're like 10 minutes away from Manhattan. But this little part on the Bronx River Parkway going through the Bronx, it's just a nightmare. So this is the Sheridan Expressway. It's a shortcut to get over to the FDR Drive. You know what I really hate? Today is Friday. I'm probably going to post this on Sunday. So if you're watching it on Sunday, today is Friday. Friday's one of the worst days to drive into New York City. Traffic is always worse, and the going home part will be a nightmare. That'll be an easy 2.5 hours going home. People leave early. Everybody's in a rush to get home so they can get ready to go out drinking or whatever they're doing. And I don't know what people do. I don't know why everyone's in such a rush. Where are they going that is so important that they absolutely have to be there? You know, unless your wife is giving birth in the back seat of the car, there's no excuse for the rush. I don't know if you could see the billboards to my right. There's 3 billboards. One says divorce, $5.99, New York, New Jersey, divorce lawyers. The one to the right is about children who are starving to donate. And the one next to that is, have you been injured in a car accident? So they are, you see a lot of that. And there's a lot of homelessness in New York, as you just probably saw. You stop at a red light, they're walking around, they're begging. And, I feel bad for them. I'm a Christian, and, I feel bad for people who are homeless. But, you have to... I sometimes I'll hand somebody money on the street, and I wonder to myself, is that money going for food, or is it going for, are they going to the liquor store, or worse, so it's definitely a nightmare. I try to drive very defensively. I try to anticipate what the guy on my right or the guy on my left is going to do before he does it, so I can slow down or adjust speed. Look at the garbage in the road. I don't know if you could see that. It's tons of garbage to the right and to the left of me. What, people just throw it out their windows or the back of a van. So yeah, I try to drive defensively as much as I can. But, I told this to my daughter, you could be the best driver in the world. Because I always say, be careful. You see, there was an accident today. And she says, I'm a good driver. I says, you could be the best driver in the world. It doesn't matter how good of a driver you are. What matters is how bad of a driver the people around you are. Because you could be the best driver in the world, and you could still have a unlucky situation. So we're in the South Bronx now. You remember that movie, Fort Apache? Well, that's basically the neighborhood where we are. And all these buildings on the right on my right. All these buildings, this is all new construction. They really built up the Bronx tremendously, especially the closer we get to Manhattan, the more new construction you see. And a lot of these buildings, to me, look like luxury buildings, you know, skyscraper type buildings, all glass and steel with a doorman or a concierge. They don't use that word doorman anymore. Now they say concierge. But there's a lot of new buildings like that. So the neighborhood is not the greatest, but the proximity to New York City makes it desirable. RFK Bridge, that's what we want. We're not going over the bridge, but we're going towards it to get on the FDR. So yeah, back to what I started saying originally. That's my new thing going forward. I'm just going to make videos about topics that I want to talk about, and I'm not going to worry about algorithms and any of that stuff, you know? I mean, I'll still do my descriptions with SEO and try to optimize the thumbnail as best I can, but that's it. That's the plan. And another thing I'm going to do, and I'm making short, you know, 10-minute videos about all these points where I go more in depth. But something else I'm going to do is I'm not going to edit anymore. I'm going to keep editing to a minimal. My older videos, I did so many jump cuts. You know, if I said something, you know, if I made a mistake in my verbiage, I gotta blend over here to the left. If I made a mistake in my verbiage, or if my vocabulary was off, or if I said like that, you know, any of that I would cut out. It made the whole process so time consuming. It just became such a drag. By the way, there it is. There's the Big Apple, New York City. And to my left, I don't know if you could see any of this, but to the far left is Rikers Island. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to keep editing to a minimal. The only thing there's another guy. Here comes another one. Oh, look at this, weaving in and out, in and out. They think they're Mario Andretti's, the way they drive. It's really incredibly dangerous, no matter how good of a driver you are. I'm sorry, back to what I was saying. Something else that I'm going to do is just keep editing to a minimum, and the only thing I really do now is I adjust the color a little bit, the exposure, the lighting. That takes us, 10 seconds to do. I used to adjust the sound. I thought my voice needed more bass, more baritone, so I always pumped up the bass on my older videos. But I'm not doing any of that anymore. I'm going to keep it very, very simple. I think KISS, K-I-S-S, keep it simple, stupid. I think that's the way to go with this. And I'm just going to focus on the content. So I made a video the other day and I talked about this. Something else I used to do is I used to script out my videos. I'd have the whole thing scripted out and I'd print it. I would print the whole script on paper, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 sheets of paper. And I would read the script. And then I would interject here and there, ad-lib here and there, but I was scripting it out. I think it felt very artificial. I think it came off as ingenuous. So I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm just gonna have bullet points, talking points, in a bullet point list on Apple Notes, and I'm just going to refer to the bullet points one by one, and I'm going to talk. I'm not going to script anything out anymore. So you should see some nice changes going forward. So if I stayed straight, if I didn't make that right, I would have wound up on the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, formerly the Triborough Bridge. And that would have took me into Queens. We don't want to go to Queens. So by making the right here, but I still had to pay the toll, by the way, that's the thing. But by making the right here, now I go over this little bridge. I don't know what this bridge is called, believe it or not. I don't know the name of it. But I go over this little bridge, and I'm in Manhattan, and I'm on the FDR Drive. And what's below me is the East River. So there we are, boom, FDR Drive. We're in Harlem right now. These brown buildings in front are part of the projects. They've been there since, I don't know when I want to say they went up in the 50s. But you see all the new construction all around it. And of course, as soon as we get on the FDR Drive, without fail, heavy traffic. So this is the nightmare of driving in Manhattan. You see that bridge in front? Not the one that's got the big, what do they call that? Not the suspension bridge, the metal bridge, the cast iron metal bridge next to it. It's kind of it's like a half circle shape. That's a bridge for the trains. That was originally built, I believe, for the New York Railroad, and now Amtrak uses it. That's actually called the Hell's Gate Bridge. The Hell's Gate Bridge. Google it or do a search on YouTube. There are people that, you're not supposed to walk on that bridge. It's only train tracks, but there are people that sneak up there and shoot videos. It's an old bridge. It's very cool. Very New York. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that group of buildings to my left, I hope you could see these. I hope the angle's wide enough. That group of buildings to my left used to be Creedmoor. Creedmoor was a psychiatric hospital, psych hospital. Closed a long time ago. It was, borderline insane asylum. Because it's old. Creedmoor is old, and they used to do electric shock treatments. I think lobotomies were actually done in Creedmoor way back in the day. Lou Reed was a patient there when he was a kid. It's closed now, but there are, I've seen some YouTube channels where, the urban explorers who basically break in and film. I've seen videos where they go in there. That's got to be dangerous in more ways than one. I mean, you're trespassing, so you could get arrested. Oh, the cops are behind me, so that means I have to move over. They want to pass. It's all right, I had to move over anyway. Roadworks, 2nd Avenue near 109th Street. Yeah, the traffic here will never disappoint you. You can count on it like clockwork. But thankfully, I don't have to go far. So this is the 106th Street exit. After that is 96th Street. You can see the sign up ahead. And then I get off at 71st Street, which is the next exit past 96th Street. So I'm going like another 2 miles on here. So it's not that bad, but it's just annoying. But this is going to sound crazy. I would rather drive in traffic like this than be on that highway, the Bronx River Parkway that we were just on, where everyone is driving like lunatics, weaving in and out, driving fast. I'd rather be here. I think it's safer. I mean, if you get into an accident here, it's just going to be a fender bender. So that's the plan going forward with the channel. Nothing drastic. Just going to basically talk about things I want to talk about. I want to talk about what it's like being a new YouTuber on the road to monetization. The ups and downs. I mean, I'm close. One video, one, and it doesn't have to be viral. I would say like 20,000 views would just put me over the top. I could do it with one video, or I can do it with 50 videos, getting 100 views. Well, actually less. 50 videos getting 50 views each. So I'll be there soon. And that'll just be a nice accomplishment. When you're a small YouTuber, getting monetized doesn't mean much. It's not like, oh, now I'm set. That's going to be 10 grand a month coming in. It's not. It's like, $2 here, $5 there, $10 here. Unless you're really, really pulling in a huge number of views, like hundreds of thousands, you can't really make a living at it. But it's a nice milestone. It's a good feeling of accomplishment. And like I said, maybe someday, I'm 5 years away from retirement. I shouldn't say that, because there'll never be a retirement for me. I will always be working. I will have to. But I'm 5 years away from Social Security. And, so it would be nice to, once I'm able to collect Social Security, to not have to work as hard. And then maybe make a few bucks here, a few bucks there, a little YouTube money. That would be nice. That would be cool, but I'm not counting on it. And unfortunately, you can't live on Social Security. I checked my Social Security statement the other day. It says when I'm at full retirement age, which is 67, my monthly benefit amount would be $3,600. That's before they deduct Medicare and prescription drug, insurance and all that. So it's probably more like $3,200, $3,300. In New York, you can't live on that. I know there are places in the country where that's good. You can live comfortably on that, or you can survive. But here, that's definitely not enough. See these buildings in front of me that you're looking at right now? The rents you can't rent a one bedroom in any of those buildings for less than $4,500 a month. So, you can't live in a major city or the suburbs surrounding the major city on $3,200 a month. It's just impossible. Unless you go into, senior housing and those type of things, which, I don't want to think about it. 5 years from now is a long time. So I try to just live one day at a time. Oh, this traffic is a nightmare. How long have I been on the road? 40 minutes according to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So this video is 40 minutes in so far. I did a video. I recorded a video. I think it's only like 5 or 6 minutes long. And I basically give a review of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I give 5 reasons why not to buy that camera. if you're a small YouTuber or thinking about becoming a small YouTuber or creator. I give 5 solid reasons why not to buy it. It's a short video. It's like I think it's 5 minutes and 90 seconds. I did it the other day, and it's going to post on Saturday, which is tomorrow. But for you guys, because I'm posting this on Sunday, for you guys watching this, it will have been yesterday. So if you're thinking about buying that camera, go watch that video. It's only like 5 minutes and 90 seconds. No, 5 minutes, 5 minutes and I think it's 55 seconds. It's a little shy of 6 minutes. It's short. I get right to the point. I spent a lot of money when I was planning to be a small YouTuber, to make a YouTube channel. Before I shot the first video, I spent like $2,500, which was so stupid. But that's like so me. And I didn't have the money. I mean, I put it on a credit card. You know, that is so typically me, what I do. You know, I get stuck in the planning stage and I overthink things. And I should have just kept it simple. We all have phones. Most of us have phones that are very expensive because, you know, new phones are expensive. And all those phones have 4K video built into them. And the best thing about the phone is you have it with you 24/7. I sleep with the phone on my bed. It's a bad habit. I got to get out of that. But, and I think most people have the phone like in bed with them or on the night table next to the bed. You can always record a YouTube video with the phone. Now we're going into this tunnel. What does it say up on the right here? The city of New York. LaGuardia, Borough of Manhattan. Okay. Yeah, so if you're thinking about becoming a YouTuber, don't spend any money. You have everything you need. At least for in the beginning, for the first year, you shouldn't spend any money. You want to make sure you actually like this. You may hate it. You may not like it. You know, the majority of people on YouTube quit and give up. Very few people do this long term or with consistency. You know, a lot of people get into YouTube, they become so-called creators, thinking that they're going to make a lot of money and they can quit their job. You know, everyone wants to be Mr. Beast and guys like that. But that's not reality. That's the 1 in a billion, the Mr. Beast. Plus, you know, a lot of those YouTube channels that, you know, no matter what they post, always get a couple of million views, like Mr. Beast. A lot of those creators have been on YouTube since the beginning, since YouTube first started. So they grew with the platform. You know, a rising tide raises all, what's the saying? A rising tide raises all boats. You know, you know what I'm trying to say? So just by being in it from the beginning, that was the time to do it. I wanted to do it back then, but I found a lot of excuses, a lot of reasons why I shouldn't. Now I don't care. I just do it. I don't worry about how I look, how I sound, any of that stuff. Life's too short. Look at these cars. They don't clean the license plate. I'm pretty sure a lot of them do that on purpose. They think the cameras at the tolls won't be able to read them. You know, there's a major toll to get into New York City, not here. It begins at, I want to say 59th Street. So south of 59th, like if I stayed on this highway, past my exit, down to the next exit, it's like, I don't know, I think it's like around $30, $35. It's ridiculous. Thank God I don't have to go that far down. If I had to, I probably would be forced to just take the train. I don't know if the taxis have to pay that toll. The TLC. That's a TLC plate in front of me. I don't know if they have to pay it also. They shouldn't. They're working. Neither should anybody working, you know, delivery trucks and commercial traffic. You see the snow? The snow takes on a dark brown flavor after like the first 10 hours in New York City. It looks like dried cement, dirty cement. And it hasn't been warm. It hasn't been above freezing since we had that snow, which is what's making it worse. Oh, my exit's coming up. Thank God. It's just so, you know, such a horror. Once I get off the exit, I pull into my garage. It's not my garage. It's the garage I regularly use. I don't have a monthly spot there. But I pull into the garage. It's like 2 blocks up. But those 2 blocks can be all backed up with traffic. But we're almost there, so. Yeah, driving in New York City is not for the faint of heart. Let me know, do you drive in the city? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear about it. Because I've spoken to people who like live in the Midwest, you know, nowhere near New York. And they come here on vacation and rent a car. And it's like a shock to them. They can't drive here. You really have to be aggressive. You have in Manhattan and the local streets, dealing with the taxis and the way people drive, you really have to drive aggressively or you won't go very far. But, you know, in that heavy traffic scenario, accidents are thankfully typically just fender benders. You know, it's speed that really, you know, high speed driving that really results in tragedies. Not this bumper to bumper nonsense. All right, we're on 71st Street. York Avenue is approaching York Avenue. And again, we get off the exit and boom, we're not moving. And it's Friday, it's gonna be worse. I'm dreading the ride home. Here's a stop sign that nobody stops at, but I'll be a gentleman. I stopped. Nobody started walking, so I went. Driving in Manhattan, I feel it's like a battle. It's not like you go for a peaceful ride. It's like a battle because you're always navigating and you have to jockey for positions. You want to change lanes, you want to make a right turn, a left turn. You always have to be jockeying for a position because nobody has any manners. Nobody waves you in. Oh yeah, you want to go in the right lane? Sure, go ahead in front of me. Nobody does that here. It's like dog eat dog, you know. That's how people are in the city. Another text message that we're not going to even look at. Yeah, so that's York Avenue. This area is highly congested because there's like 5 hospitals right in this neighborhood. And then you have Hunter College, which is 4 blocks up that way, a major college. So it's always a mess here. I don't know any part of Manhattan that's not highly congested. All right, we might be lucky. Don't keep walking. All right, we got through. So I'm gonna park here in this garage on the left. Sometimes it's full. Sometimes you can't go in. I gotta see if there's a sign outside that says full. Nope, it's open. It says welcome. Sometimes it says full. Half the time it says full. Now I gotta let people walk, dog walkers. That's another thing. There's so many pedestrians walking around. You got to have your eyes. You got to be very alert. You have to have eyes all around you, because you don't want to hit anyone. So you got to be very careful. And we're pulling in the garage. All right. We have arrived, my friends. All right, hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, do all those things. Until next time, peace out.